Okay, welcome everyone to our November 1st, 2022 Commissioners Agenda meeting at 2 o'clock. Let the record reflect that all three commissioners are present and our executive management team up here. With that, I just want everyone to know that we did not receive any written public comments for today's agenda. So we will start with our open public forum. So if you are interested in coming down for the open public forum, fill out the yellow form and come on down. First call for anyone wishing to testify on anything that is not on our current agenda. Second call for anyone wishing to testify for anything that is not on our agenda today. I'm not seeing anyone online, not seeing anyone in the room. Third and final call for anyone wishing to testify at our open public forum. Seeing again, no one online and no one in the room, I will close the open public forum and I will look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I would move that we approve the consent agenda items 2A through 2P, like in Peter, as it appears on today's agenda.
I will second the motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve items number 2A through 2P, as in Peter, on today's agenda. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. That will take us to item number 3 on today's agenda, which is a public hearing in the matter of adopting the 2023 to 2028 6-year sewer construction capital improvement program. And Kirsten Armstrong, I believe you're going to do a presentation for us. I'll have you turn on the mic.
Good afternoon. My name is Kristen Armstrong, and I'm the Sewer Design Manager for the county's Wastewater System Division. And today I'm here to present our 6-year sewer construction CIP and answer any questions that anyone might have. I have about a 7-minute presentation, and then we'll open it up to any questions. The projects within our CIP are organized into 3 different categories: the wastewater collection system and our 2 treatment facilities, the Riverside Park Water Reclamation Facility and Spokane County's Water Reclamation Facility. The collection system is the majority of the construction projects within our CIP. Spokane County's collection system is 20% of our infrastructure and flows come from the north side of Spokane. It's shown here on this slide, and the flows from the north side are pumped from the Marion Hay pump station to the city of Spokane, where they then flow by gravity through the city of Spokane to the Riverside State Park treatment facility. 80% of our collection system is in the valley. And you can see that we have a collection systems or interceptors, the North Valley interceptor shown on the northern half of this map, South Valley interceptor on the south. We see about 8.5 million gallons a day of flow from the valley. 7 million gallons are treated at the Spokane County Water Reclamation Facility, and the other 1 million to 2 million gallons are sent to a Riverside State Park treatment facility. You can see there by some of the stats that there's almost 550 miles of sewer pipeline and 22 pump stations in the valley. The projects within our CIP, as I mentioned, over the next 6 years are about $26 million worth of collection system projects. Generally, they're categorized as public sewer extension projects, septic tank elimination projects, annual operation and maintenance projects for our pump stations and sewer lines, and then projects to maintain our pump station reliability. The public sewer extension projects are in both the valley and the north side, and we coordinate them with the road departments in both of those entities so that we put together a better finished project for the public, as the sewer department covers all of the sewer portions of the project, and then we work with the roads departments at either the valley or our own county road department to do the road putback. The next few slides show tables and maps that are in our CIP. The projects are numbered on the left side of the table, and then those numbers are carried over to the maps. So for instance, the map in Appendix C shows Project 4, which is in the Meade-Mount Spokane area, and then it's shown on the table as project number 4, and the years for survey, design, construction are shown as they're spread out over the next 4 years. And then that table also shows that there are about $14.5 million worth of projects covered by that first table. And then if you look at the next page, there's some general facilities projects that total about $7.5 million. General facilities cover our major pump stations and interceptors. So some of those that I showed you in the first map, the North Valley Interceptor, South Valley Interceptor, North Spokane, kind of the backbone of the system. And then on the last table, we have some of our operation and maintenance projects. The county operates and maintains 35 pump stations, including a siphon that we installed in the Meade-Mount Spokane area, and a total of 700 miles of sewer pipeline. The $4.38 million shown on this table covers a lot of the operation and maintenance of the pump stations and the sewer line. And then you can see the $26 million in the bottom there. That summarizes the total of all of the wastewater collection projects, and then you can see how the budgets are spread out over the years. So this concludes the wastewater collection projects. The next slides go over our treatment facilities. This is a shot of Riverside Park Water Reclamation Facility, where we send 3 million gallons a day of wastewater. 2 million gallons a day comes from the north side of Spokane, and then another 1 million to 2 from the valley. We've estimated our costs to, over the next 6 years, of about $3 million. The city of Spokane operates and maintains this facility, so those costs are our proportionate share of upgrades to that facility. And then the next facility is our own Spokane County Regional Water Reclamation Facility, where we treat 7 million gallons a day of flow. This is operated by Jacobs Engineering Group through 2031. So the projects that we have in our plan are related to, you can even go to the next slide, finishing out the Doris and Morrison Learning Center, and some work on the Saltese Flats wetlands. That completes the projects and categories covered in the CIP. As I mentioned, there's $26 million in the collection system, $3 million for the Riverside State Park facility, and another $1 million for Spokane County's Regional Water Reclamation Facility, for a total of about $30 million of projects. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions?
I've got a couple questions for you. They're softball questions, so don't worry. I know that the region has been invested in the septic tank elimination program for now probably going on 30 years and stuff, and so and the county's done a great job of systematically eliminating these septic tanks. Ballpark, how many septic tanks do you think we still have to try and eliminate over the top of the aquifer?
Mm-hmm. We have 2 projects within this CIP to remove septic tanks. One of them is in the valley. And in the valley, we have almost completed our septic tank elimination program. In fact, the Dawnwood project is our last septic tank elimination project in the valley. That will eliminate approximately 150 septic tanks. A portion of it is actually right on the banks of the river, and then another one off. So that takes care of the majority of the projects in the valley. And then on the north side, we have projects in the Meade-Mount Spokane area in our CIP. It's called the Lane Park project that will remove 150 more septic tanks. And then we have more projects within that Meade-Mount Spokane area. In terms of number of septic tanks that are left in that area, I would say there could be, maybe 700.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a real tribute to the work that you and the staff do here at the county and stuff, because when we talk about protecting the environment, protecting the river, and the sole source aquifer, eliminating these septic tanks over the top of the aquifer is a major accomplishment and stuff. So kudos to you and the team for being able to continue to persevere in this area. I think the Valley plant, I think is licensed up to 11 million gallons. Is that correct, or is it the number, is there a different number than what I'm remembering?
I believe it's 8 million gallons is what it has been running at for the last few years. The plant itself is expandable, and it was designed that way in increments of 4 million gallons, up to a total, I believe, of 24 million gallons a day.
Yeah, I knew the plant had the ability to triple in size, but I thought our current permit had us at 11 million, so I appreciate the clarity around that.
Part of we're operating at 7 million gallons a day, which is a change from what we've done earlier in the year, and it's due to the effluent loading.
Okay.
The constituents in the loading are higher, and we're finding that the plant operates much better and meets our permit discharge requirements much better, operating at the 7 million gallons a day.
Okay, very good, thank you.
When we look at the on the north side, when you talk about the Lane Park and the Mead area, how many of those areas would you say have the infrastructure in the roads already, and how many of them are the pipes going to have to be laid in the roads?
Would you be able to pull up a picture from the presentation, one of the maps and I'll show you. 'Cause sometimes a picture's worth 1,000 words. Let's go to the earlier in the presentation, even the second slide, I think. Oh, here, even better. Go forward, that one, perfect. So this map is the Mead Mount Spokane project area. And all of the parcels shown in green are currently served by sewer. So the sewer infrastructure is in place and they're able to connect to the sewer. The projects in blue have not been served by sewer yet. Those are the projects in this certain project that will be served by sewer at the conclusion of that project. Now we have more areas to sewer in the Mead. We're looking at adding, at crossing Highway 2 and the railroad tracks. That's the big north-south lines that you see there, Highway 2, and then the railroad branches off to the right. That area up above, that neighborhood area, currently is all on septic tanks. And that is an area that we will further pursue putting sewer in and eliminating the septic tanks in that area as well. That's all within our Lamyard area, local area of more intense rural development.
So, but any roads that run through the blue, is that an indication that they will most likely have to be dug up and have pipes laid in those roads then?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, when we put the sewer in, for instance, on Daymount Spokane Road on the north side of that map, we ran the stub south into that Sycamore, Unicorn, and Anna. So we won't have to go and dig up Daymount Spokane Road, but we will be installing sewer in the entire length of Sycamore, Unicorn, Anna. We'll dig up, sewer's always the deepest utility. We'll dig everything up and then put it back as full width pavement repair. Mm-hmm.
So, and I think a little bit to your point, you know, in the last comprehensive land use plan update that we did back in 2013, you know, including this area in the urban growth boundary was critical because we needed to be able to provide sewer to some of those neighborhoods that were still serviced under septic tanks that were 30 and 40 years old and destined to fail. And without the county sewer system in there, people would not be able to live in their homes. So, you know, fighting for the Lamret and being able to extend sewer services up there was critical for people to be able to stay in their homes and stuff. So I mean, that's a little bit about that history about why we extended sewer up into that area.
And to add to that, since we completed the project in 2020, we have approximately half of the parcels in the green area shown there have connected to the sewer system. Half of them have not, and really it's the parcels that are surrounded by the blue areas. We've been waiting to enforce mandatory connection until your neighbor also has sewer available to them and are required to connect at that time. The areas that were required to connect already had a dry sewer system in place as a condition of their plat when they built out the neighborhoods, and so it was a condition that they connect to sewer as soon as it was available. And we've worked with many of those people that you alluded to that had failing septic systems that had been in place for quite a long time. So we've been working with them over the last couple of years, getting them connected.
So I have a question. So on the city system, the city of Spokane's
Yes.
Treatment facility, we pay into that, and so we're paying what we think are the additional costs in this plan, not what our normal operating costs are that we send to them
Correct.
on an annual basis. Okay,
Correct.
I just want to make that clear, and that there's been some confusion that the city is subsidizing our sewer participants, and that is not the case. That we are fully paying for all the flow that is going to that facility.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. So this is a public hearing item, so I will then, now with no other questions from the board, I will open the public hearing for item number 3A in the matter of adopting the 2023 to 28 6-year sewer construction capital improvement program. First call for anyone wishing to testify. Second call for anyone wishing to testify. See no one online, no one in the audience. Third and final call for anyone wishing to testify. Seeing no one in the audience and checking online, no one online. So then I will close the public hearing and look to my fellow commissioners. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all your questions.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would move that the board adopt the 2023 through 2028 6-year sewer construction capital improvement program as presented today.
I will second the motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve, to adopt the 2023 to 2028 6-year sewer construction capital improvement program as presented. Any further questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. So that concludes the consent agenda part of our hearing. But Mr. Simmons, is there anything additional?
We do have one miscellaneous item, Commissioners. We have the opportunity to open up the phase of Bigelow Gulch that the Public Works team has been working on this year. I believe it's going to be ready for traffic on Thursday of this week, maybe the end of day Thursday. Yeah, come on. And what the team would like to do is schedule a ribbon cutting ceremony, so we thought we'd do a little calendar looks and see what looks available. The earlier we can do it, of course, the weather will be better, but we understand that calendars can be tight, and I think Kyle's got some different ideas perhaps of how quickly we can pull one together, and Jared and his team's been working on this as well.
Certainly, and I also wanted to.
You need to turn on your mic.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
And I also wanted to inform the board, so we are about ready to open the road to traffic. The project still has several components that aren't mainline, that are incomplete, that will carry over into the spring. So there's completion of some of the pathway, the paving under the tunnel, the connections into the schoolyards, some railing, and as well as, if you've been out there recently, certainly the school has a considerable amount of work to finish up as well. So I did want to make it clear that this is really the opening of the main line for through traffic. But the completion of the project will not be until spring when we can finish up those remaining components. So I did want to provide that context, depending on how you viewed whether or not you wanted to come out for really the opening of the traffic component of it or the completion of the product, the final product.
You?
Yes. No, I think, giving the community any opportunity to celebrate a project is one of the things I think we should be doing. So I'd be in favor of trying to celebrate opening it up to traffic. I mean, that's the major impetus for the project to begin with. So, and I'm free this afternoon. No, I'm just kidding.
We could certainly do something probably in a very short time frame if we wanted to before holiday schedules get worse and snow is more likely to fly.
Well, that was just my opinion. I don't know what my fellow commissioners want to do.
What were you thinking as far as days?
Do you want to shoot for like Thursday?
I could do Thursday morning.
About 11 o'clock.
Sure.
I got clean air that goes from 9:30 until 10:30.
Okay.
Okay. Thursday the 3rd at 11 o'clock, is that what you're thinking? Okay. Yeah, let's just check with the school, because part of it's gonna be, that's now a really busy intersection with the school.
true.
So I think 11 should work, because it's not at the, but I would just double check with them, but I think that would work for me as well.
We'll do. We'll jump on it.
Okay. Thank you, because I'm sure that, Brian Talbot would like to be there, because this is a big deal for them, getting this, part of the road open and the construction done, and for a lot of their students for safety with the high school right there, so, and the parents. So excited that it's going to be open.
Absolutely. We'll see if we can't try to get them on.
If Thursday doesn't work for some reason with the school, what's Friday? Like 3:30.
Friday, I'm free until 1:30.
Okay, I'm free in the morning.
Friday, I've got building code council that I've got to be at and stuff. So
Okay.
you guys can carry on without me.
No.
No?
Let's hope Thursday works then, I guess.
We'll be in touch if for some reason that cannot work.
Yeah, otherwise we could look at Monday, the 7th, as part of one of our meetings,
Mm-hmm.
would be the other time.
Yeah.
So we can, figure that out. So the sooner you know, then we can figure out how to work Monday. Okay.
We'll do.
And then did we, have we picked a date for a snow ops press conference?
We're looking at a briefing to the board on the Monday the 28th in the morning. So
Okay.
I think we're at least considering the 29th for a media.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Those are the only miscellaneous items that we had. There are a couple of executive session items as well, unless there's other miscellaneous first.
I don't think I have any other miscellaneous
Okay.
at this point in time.
Mark, I'll let Mark go first.
We have two, both under pending potential litigation, 4230-110-1I. At present will be the executive management team, and for the first will be Kiefer Stensig, and that will last 10 minutes. The second is another pending potential litigation matter under the same statute. Chris Davis, along with the executive management team, myself, and the Board of County Commissioners will be present.
And how long do you anticipate each of those?
I'm sorry, 5 minutes on the latter, so 15 minutes total, no action anticipated on either.
Okay, 15 total, no action anticipated. So at the end of that executive session, then we'll adjourn for the day.
And I've got two items
Oh, you
to add to that. Yep.
Sorry, okay.
The first one is labor negotiations with all three commissioners, Mark McLean, the executive manager team, and Josh Grote. That will be 5 minutes.
And do you anticipate action?
No action.
Okay, thank you.
The second one is to review the performance of a public employee. That will be 5 minutes as well with the commissioners, Mike Sparber, Ashley Cameron, Mark McLean, and myself.
And no action,
No action.
okay?
We have Chris Davis to your
So,
Oh, and Chris Davis as well to the labor negotiations.
okay, so we're good on stating all those things. So, 15, so we anticipate to be in executive session for 4 items for a total of 25 minutes. Those items have been stated, and who is going to be in attendance for those items has been stated by Mark McLean and Scott Simmons. So at the end of that 25 minutes, then we will be adjourning for the remainder of the day. And we'll see everybody back next Monday. Okay, thank you. At this point, then we will go into executive session for 25 minutes. And thank you all for being here.